Have you ever found yourself sitting at home, maybe with a cup of coffee in hand, thinking about how much time you now have to reconnect with the people who matter most? Or perhaps you've noticed that since retiring, some of the relationships you once cherished feel a little distant. If so, you're not alone. Many retirees face this same challenge, finding ways to nurture and build stronger relationships during this new chapter of life. Retirement is often seen as a time for relaxation, travel, and hobbies, but it's also an incredible opportunity to deepen your connections with family, friends, and even yourself. Studies show that strong social ties are linked to better mental and physical health, especially as we age. In fact, research published in the Journal of Aging and Health suggests that seniors with robust social networks tend to live longer, happier lives. That's why today we're going to explore 6 practical tips to help you strengthen those bonds and make the most of your retirement years. Let's start by talking about one of the most important steps you can take: prioritizing quality time. It might sound simple, but in our busy world, even after retirement, it's easy to let weeks or months slip by without truly connecting with loved ones. Maybe you've fallen into the habit of texting quick updates instead of having meaningful conversations. Or perhaps you've been putting off visiting old friends because there's always next week. The truth is, quality time doesn't just happen. It requires intentionality. Think about someone close to you, a grandchild, a sibling, or an old friend, and ask yourself when you last spent uninterrupted time together. Was it over dinner, sharing stories and laughter? Or was it a rushed phone call while folding laundry? Now imagine what could change if you carved out regular moments to focus solely on them. This could mean setting up weekly video calls with faraway family members, hosting monthly game nights for neighbors, or simply taking a walk around the block with a friend. Whatever form it takes, making time for these interactions shows others they matter and reminds you how much joy these connections bring to your life. Another key tip is embracing shared activities. When I say shared activities, I don't mean signing up for skydiving lessons, unless that's your thing. Instead, think about hobbies or interests you already enjoy, or ones you'd like to try, and invite others to join you. For example, gardening clubs, book groups, or volunteer opportunities can be fantastic ways to bond with others while doing something fulfilling. One gentleman I spoke to recently told me he started teaching his grandson woodworking skills. Not only did it give him a chance to pass along knowledge, but it created memories neither will forget anytime soon. Shared experiences like these build bridges between generations and keep relationships fresh and exciting. Now, let's touch on open communication. As we grow older, many of us develop habits around how we express ourselves, or don't. Sometimes pride gets in the way, or maybe we worry about burdening others with our thoughts. But here's the thing: honest, open dialogue is essential for keeping relationships strong. Whether it's sharing your feelings about aging, discussing plans for the future, or simply saying, "I appreciate you," being vulnerable helps foster trust and understanding. So, how can you practice this? Start small. Maybe share a memory from your past with someone special, or tell a friend why their companionship means so much to you. These little acts of openness can go a long way toward deepening your connections. Now that we've covered the importance of prioritizing quality time, embracing shared activities, and fostering open communication, let's explore 2 more powerful strategies for building stronger relationships in retirement: practicing empathy and patience, and staying socially active. These tips may seem straightforward, but they hold immense potential to transform your connections with others, and even with yourself. Before we dive in, if you find this helpful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. That way, you'll never miss out on more tips to make life a little easier and safer. Let's start with empathy and patience, qualities that become even more valuable as we navigate the complexities of aging. Think about it. Whether you're dealing with a spouse adjusting to more time together after decades of separate work schedules, or a grandchild navigating the challenges of growing up, every relationship comes with its own set of dynamics. Empathy is about putting yourself in someone else's shoes and truly understanding their perspective. Patience, on the other hand, gives you the grace to respond thoughtfully instead of reacting impulsively when tensions arise. For example, imagine you're planning a family gathering, and one of your adult children suggests an activity that doesn't quite align with your vision. Instead of dismissing their idea outright, take a moment to consider why they proposed it. Maybe they're trying to include a cousin who feels left out, or perhaps they're hoping to create a tradition everyone can look forward to. By pausing to see things from their point of view and responding with kindness, you not only strengthen that specific relationship, but also set a tone of mutual respect that benefits everyone involved. Research shows that practicing empathy actually activates areas of the brain associated with positive emotions, which means both you and the people around you benefit from this approach. But what about patience? Well, patience isn't just about waiting, it's about how you wait. It's choosing to listen without interrupting, giving someone space to express themselves fully, or even letting go of minor frustrations before they escalate. One senior I know shared a story about learning to be patient with her husband after he retired. At first, she found his constant presence overwhelming, especially since he wanted to chat during her quiet reading hours. Over time, though, she realized that his desire to connect stemmed from loneliness. By gently communicating her needs while also making room for his, she turned what could have been a source of tension into an opportunity for deeper understanding. Small shifts like these can make all the difference in maintaining harmony. Next, let's talk about staying socially active. A tip that might sound daunting if you're used to a quieter lifestyle, but trust me, it's worth exploring. Social activity doesn't necessarily mean attending large events or joining bustling clubs, though those are great options if they appeal to you. It's about finding ways to stay engaged with the world around you, whether through casual meetups, volunteering, or online communities. According to a study published in the Journals of Gerontology, seniors who remain socially active tend to experience lower rates of depression and cognitive decline compared to those who isolate themselves. That's a compelling reason to step out of your comfort zone, don't you think? If the idea of meeting new people feels intimidating, start small. Consider joining a local walking group where conversation flows naturally as you stroll together, or try volunteering at a library, food bank, or community center. It's a wonderful way to contribute while meeting others who share your values. Technology also offers incredible opportunities to connect. Many retirees have discovered the joy of virtual book clubs, language exchange programs, or even Facebook groups dedicated to hobbies like knitting or photography. These platforms allow you to build friendships across distances, proving that age really is no barrier to forming meaningful bonds. Here's a quick anecdote to illustrate the power of staying socially active. A woman named Margaret joined a watercolor painting class shortly after retiring. She initially signed up because she'd always wanted to learn, but what surprised her most was the camaraderie she developed with her classmates. They began meeting for coffee after sessions, swapping stories about their lives, and eventually formed a tight-knit group that continues to support each other years later. Margaret often says that class wasn't just about art, it was about rediscovering her place in a community. As you reflect on these strategies, remember that building stronger relationships is a journey, not a destination. Sometimes progress feels slow, and that's okay. The key is consistency, showing up, staying curious, and remaining open to growth. And speaking of growth, there's one final piece of the puzzle we haven't touched on yet: embracing change and adaptability. Whether it's welcoming new traditions, adjusting to evolving family dynamics, or simply being willing to try something different, flexibility plays a crucial role in nurturing lasting connections. As we round out our conversation today, let's focus on the final tip for building stronger relationships in retirement: embracing change and adaptability. Life is always evolving, and this stage of life brings its own unique shifts, whether it's changes in health, family dynamics, or even where you live. The key to thriving during these transitions lies in your ability to adapt and find new ways to connect with the people who matter most. Think about how much has changed since you were younger. Family roles have shifted. Maybe you're now the matriarch or patriarch offering wisdom instead of seeking advice. Friendships may look different too. Some friends might move away, while others become closer than ever. Even technology has transformed the way we communicate, from video calls to social media updates. Instead of resisting these changes, try leaning into them. Ask yourself, How can I use this moment to deepen my relationships? For instance, if a grandchild starts college across the country, could you send care packages or schedule regular video chats? Or if a close friend moves into assisted living, could you organize visits or help them adjust to their new environment? Adapting doesn't mean losing what you had. It means finding creative ways to keep those bonds strong. One inspiring example comes from a retired teacher named Helen, who decided to embrace change after her husband passed away. She missed him dearly, but she also realized that isolating herself wouldn't honor the life they'd shared. So, she joined a local storytelling group where members took turns sharing personal anecdotes. Not only did Helen make new friends, but she also discovered a passion for writing. Over time, she began sending letters to old acquaintances and even started a blog about her experiences as a senior navigating modern life. Her willingness to adapt opened doors she never expected and reminded her that connection is always possible, no matter where you are in life. Now, let's take a moment to recap the key ideas we've discussed. First, prioritizing quality time helps ensure your loved ones feel valued and appreciated. Shared activities create opportunities for bonding, while open communication fosters trust and understanding. Practicing empathy and patience strengthens emotional resilience, and staying socially active keeps you engaged with the world around you. Finally, embracing change allows you to grow alongside your relationships, ensuring they remain vibrant and meaningful. But here's the real takeaway. Building stronger relationships isn't just about following tips. It's about showing up authentically, day after day. It's about choosing to invest in the people who bring joy and meaning to your life. And guess what? You don't need to overhaul everything overnight. Start small. Maybe tomorrow morning you call an old friend you haven't spoken to in months. Or perhaps next week you suggest starting a weekly tradition with your grandchildren, like baking cookies or playing board games. These little actions add up over time, creating ripples of positivity that touch everyone involved. If anything we've talked about resonates with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below and share one thing you're going to try to strengthen your relationships. Whether it's reaching out to an old friend or trying a new activity, your story might inspire someone else to take that first step. And if you found value in this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content designed to help you live your best life in retirement. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. Your presence here means the world, and I'm grateful to be part of your journey toward deeper, more fulfilling connections. Until next time, remember this: relationships are the threads that weave the fabric of a happy life. Keep nurturing those threads and watch how beautifully your story unfolds. Take care, and I'll see you soon.